I'm Craven878 and welcome to a Make It to Midnight video. I'm here to talk about Make It to Midnight, where there are ups and downs and glitches. Now, this game isn't scary, but it's quite fun. Now, the ups to this game that you can play with friends or you can play with public. Now, the downside to this is quite, well, let's just say it's quite bad. Now, the upsides that you can get tickets and in-game items. The downside is it takes a long time to grind, let alone trying to either survive or be bonky. Now, the thing is, depending on who you are paired with, if you don't have friends, can be quite annoying. Now, the thing is, that's the downside, is when you're trying to rank up and such, people tend to go too far as Bonky itself. As 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 most people who already play the game know that Bonky can be a little bit overpowering over time with the perks. The higher the level you get, the more worse it gets. As in, sneaking can hide the facts of where Bonky is half of the time, let alone a perk that is very overpowered that can attack more than one of the survivors trying to get out. Now, these perks are quite crazy as why these are being allowed for people to be the main killer to always win, where it's impossible to beat Bonky, period, to get out alive. And another thing is, this game doesn't have restricted rules, as in anything can go. See, people don't realize that the downside as a survivor is very, very huge. As in, you really cannot escape Bonky for long, as in the stamina really sucks. As in, once you waste your stamina, you are slow, as in, there is no indication of replenishing your stamina fast enough, as in, you're waiting as you are walking, and Bonky's just coming closer and closer to just bonk you, which makes it even worse to survive. On top of that, it's even worse as Bonky cannot jump over any of the obstacles that the survivors can. When you are Bonky, you are limited to stamina and you're stuck walking around looking for the people to bonk. And when you are bonking, it also slows you down. Now, these are things that are quite very bad right now, where people can't win either way, with either being bulky with the horrible low stamina, lack of jumping, lack of, you know, swings, and you have to wait until midnight to be even faster as bulky. With the survivors, it's even worse, as in the stamina doesn't replenish fast enough, and it just makes it even harder to get away from bulky to where you're trapped. Also, there are glitches in this game. As in, if you are bulky and you have terrible internet and you disconnect as bulky where you leave, it gives it automatic to the survivors an automatic win. But the downside is this glitch makes it impossible to start a new game, making you go to another server. Another glitch is using the perk as a survivor, where the speed boost. Now, if you're not careful with this speed boost, it glitches you into the walls of the area where you are stuck, and Bonky can't get you, but the problem is you can't get out. And henceforth, you have to create another instance. Now, there's already been known about how Bonky can hit you on the buildings and you can be stuck on them as well. But the thing is, This game has massive glitching. As in, there's also a glitch where some people have found there's ways to glitch Bonky as well. As in, when you're Bonky, some people have found ways to break the limiter of the hammer stamina issue. As in, people are finding ways to not just have a limited swing where they have to wait for the to swing again, but they find a way to glitch through that and use that to attack the people. Now, that's kind of a bad thing when people can find ways through that. Now, now whether or not it's probably from the VR people, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think people on screen mode would be able to glitch as bonky with the hammer limitation. Now for VR people, they're probably finding ways to glitch the hammer to attack people multiple times, making it unfair for survivors to get away. So at the moment, Rec Room doesn't know that there's so many issues right now, as in people are exploiting this very badly, as in there are no rules, as in people are getting their butt beat by Bonky instantly, as in people can't get a break. Now, this is the icing on the cake of the mega downside of this game is with public people exploring how not only if you bonk a person, but they're also guarding the person to make sure they get immediately out and not getting rescued. People are not playing the game fairly by guarding them. And not to mention either waiting to get another victim so they can have two people stuck, giving double death. Now, this is kind of a horrible exploit of capturing two people and waiting for them to both, die and just watch the other players as the game still continues to getting an automatic, game over for where Bonky is winning. Because all Bonky has to do is just make it where it's easy for him to get all these people and then boom, game over. So sadly, this game has major exploits that Rec Room doesn't see right now, and I hope they fix this because they really need to put in rules here. Now, here's my 2 cents idea. Take it or leave it for what I think they should do is they should put a tutorial for people that are new to the game that haven't played this for survivalists and bonky so people know how the game works because a lot of people are having problems with the generator. They don't know what they're doing and they're having hard times figuring it out. And they should do like a tutorial instead of players, explaining them what to do because the players are just getting confused, frustrated, and angry and whatnot. Same thing with Bonky, players are having to figure this out as well, so vice versa. Also, rules. Back to that. Like, please, Retro, you gotta put rules in here to make it where it's fair, to make it sure people don't cheat, because this is getting ridiculous. Players are exploiting Bonky very badly, where people don't care, as in they're bonking the victims, not just, they're bonking the survivors, you know, where they become like these poor little victims in cages, just waiting as Bonky's just watching them, hoping that someone comes get them. But the problem is they can't. Like, we need to put in rules of no, don't like hover over the cage, don't, double kill, and don't like hammer cheat if you're on VR. Like, I understand people are on VR, but come on, give the screen players a break. I mean, we can't exploit that. I mean, that's not fair to us. I mean, give us a break, please, people on VR. Understand that screen players can't do the whole, you know, double bonk, more than, double bonking or however bonky you are of bonking it. Just, give us a break, please, on Make It to Midnight, please. Like, make it a fair game because it's not becoming fair where many people are not liking this on public. And it's getting worse on public where people are already mentioning that Bulky's perks are really, really, really impossible to beat. Like, the more higher up you get, the worse it gets as Bonky. As in, like, it's impossible to escape. What they should do is make the game fair enough, not just for the survivalists, but for for Bonky as well. Make it both equal. Like, hey, we're not gonna make it too overpowering, but also make it where it's not too hard for the players to not understand the game. And put in the rules of like, don't try to like stand around, guarding the prisoners. Like, I understand you could, because like the game says to guard the generators, not the people. It doesn't say to guard the people, and people are ignoring their aspects of being bonky. They're supposed to guard the generators, and they're ignoring that because it explains what you're supposed to do is to guard the generators, bonk the people, not to guard the people trapped. Now, they should fix that where you're not allowed to guard them because that just makes it impossible for anyone to win, and it makes it even for experience for the ticket, for ticket grinding and EXP. It's gonna be harder for the people who are trying to get the stuff just for fun, and you're ruining that fun. And I hope Rec Room fixes this. So yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.